Well, the next share that we want to look at is Jabu's request. Jabu asked for Jubilee, and he's a little bit despondent because he says all the platinum stocks are doing so well, but it looks like his Jubilee shares is not performing as he wanted to be. And I must be honest with you, Jabu, I agree with you because a lot of the platinum stocks, I mean, like Impala Platinum and all those counter, had some wonderful rallies. Now look at this. I mean, Jubilee did rally from about 40 cents to almost close to 90 cents. Well, that's a 100% rise in about 3-4 months. But now, what I see is there's the high, there's a lower high, and we're on the brink of making a new lower low. Now, let's have a look there. And there you are. There you can see it. If it breaks below 71 cents, Jabu, I can think that we can actually see another leg down, and usually it comes in 3 waves. There's wave 1, there's the peak, then it's second, it can probably take it down to 62. I will take that level there, that previous high, and that's my next level if that line breaks and we see a lower low. So Jabu, just be a little bit careful. If it breaks that 71 cents, it can go all the way down to 66 cents. So I don't like the chart because the platinum price is doing so well. The rand is reasonably weak, so it's not that strong, and it should actually boost or help Jubilee. And the results were good. And why do we see some lower highs? And what do you see here? And I want to maybe show you this little small head and shoulder that we're seeing here. And there you can see, Jabu, I want to draw that line in there. And then you can see there's the tiny left shoulder, there's the head, there's the right shoulder, and if I do project this line to the downside, where does it take me? And then immediately you'll see where it's pointing at, and that will probably point you all the way down to this line, and there you are. There you can see. If that neckline remains a resistance, and that is sitting at 74 cents, it can go down to 66 cents. If this head and shoulder formation, and remember this is on a weekly chart, so it's quite a strong formation. If that breaks to the downside, it can take it down to 66 cents. So Jabu, just be a little bit careful. I don't know if you're in a profit though, but I will be a little bit nervous just to hang on to the stock, especially below 71 cents. Well, Dividend Deep caught my eye because they said that they're thinking of starting to do some platinum with their operation now. Dividend Deep is a very interesting stock. This is a company there close to Blyvoor in the Fochville area, and they take the old slime dumps and they work them through, and then they share the profit with the companies, and they do a lot of work for Sabanya, and that's why I think where the platinum idea is coming from. Now look at Dividend Deep from 2 rand, and this is Frick that asks me, I don't know if he's got the stock. Now Frick, where did the stock initially gave its buying signal? There you are. You can see when it broke 3.15 rand, it gave us a buying signal, and from there it rallied all the way where it's now close to 9 rand. That's almost a brilliant rally. So I like the stock and I like the momentum. The momentum is clearly to the upside, but I think it just ran away a little bit because if you look at the stock, look at this lamp pull formation. Strong lamp pull formation does give us a little bit of a pullback, but it looks like after a rally, it gives us a little bit of a consolidation and then it goes higher again. So I will say, if it starts to pull back, let's wait for a consolidation, but I like the stock. So unfortunately, I cannot say where we're going to buy it, but what I can say is that the momentum is beautifully to the upside. It looks a beautiful technical chart because it is all the way higher lows. Now look at that. That's the low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. It tells you every time that the stock pulls back, there's some buyers around and they're buying the stock maybe for the medium to long term. So let's wait. Maybe on next week's show, it will give us a little bit of a clearer picture where we can buy it, and then we will call it again. Well, if we look at white maize near. Now, Barry phoned me and he said, listen, Frans, I almost thought that the white maize near price will do a little bit more because I'm thinking of just holding my maize. Now Barry, unfortunately, stock or the price of maize suddenly came under immense pressure. Now, first of all, let's have a look. The stochastic warned us a while back. That was the warning to say, listen, it rallied a little bit too far. Then what we did see, we saw a tweezer top. There's the top. It was around 33,150 Rand a ton. Then we showed another one. That is just a few days later. Now, a tweezer top is usually a warning formation. Now, what I did up there, there was a little bit of a rally there, but look at this spinning candle, and then this ugly bearish candle there. In actual fact, there's no shadow to the downside. There you can see there's no shadow. And that is what you call a shaven bottom. That's a very negative candle, especially when it's in a tweezer. Now there's the high, there's the high. That's what we call a tweezer top. And it gets a little bit of a sell-off. Then it rallied a bit. And then it gave us these ugly 3 black clouds. Now 3 black clouds is a phenomenon with Japanese candlesticks. It always almost tell you there's some serious sellers around. So in 3 days, it lost almost from 3,060 all the way to 2,820 in one go. The only little bit of good news that I've got for you, Barry, is the following. Look at my stochastic indicator. It is quite low. It's almost in oversold territory. So it can easily give us a little bit of a bounce. I usually like to look at maize when it is close to this 10 or 20 zone, and it's very close to the 10 zone. And what I like about this chart, look at it, there is a little gap to the top. Now this gap is between 2,901 and 2,901 and 2,921. So that is a nice gap. But what I want to see is look at this. There's also a gap there. Now that gap is between 2,749 and 2,740. So I would like to see if this gap closes. Now if this gap can close and the stochastic can below 10, and we can maybe within a day or two see then a beautiful turnaround candle, I think it is maybe then time to look at white maize. So Barry, you are holding on to your stock. I know you don't want to sell it, but for a trader, I think we're not that far from a little bit of a relief bounce. Now, usually what you also see is after these 3 black clouds, you usually find a little bit of a bounce or a relief bounce, and then it can maybe extend the momentum to the downside. But for me, my focus is in actual fact on the stochastic. The stochastic is almost stretched, and the rand also strengthened a little bit in the last couple of sessions, which almost also put the white maize price a little bit under pressure. And I think if the rand can maybe just show a little bit of weakness, we can maybe see the first early signal. And you see that I'm using this line here as a previous support line. It bounced off there once, twice from there, and that level is sitting at 2,840. So if it can break above 2840 again, you can either trade it for this little gap to close this gap and make use of this stop loss. It's a little bit of a tiny stop loss. I'll take this one, the low of this candle, or even the low of that. I'm going to do both. It's 2,785 or even 2,760 as a stop loss, and your target will be either this gap or maybe low of these candles, and that low is around 2,960. So I think white maize does offer some value, not too far in the future because the stochastic, but for you, Barry, maybe you must check in, and if it turns around, maybe buy some in. And if it turns around, because Barry also dropped an email and said, listen, I'm a long-term holder of maize, so he's keen on the stock or for the instrument for the longer term. So Barry, maybe time to get in, maybe not in a day or two from now. Let's have a look at Bitcorp. Knowles said, listen, he would like to see Bitcorp, and I just want to show him there. Let's have a look at Bitcorp. Now remember, this is a company with a lot of overseas exposure. Let's have a look at the chart of Bitcorp. Knowles, it looks like it is almost the same story as Jubilee here. It gave us a beautiful rally from about 254 all the way to 350. But what we're seeing now is we almost see an irregular double top in the making here. Now, the line that I'm going to use here is this support line. There you are. That's quite a strong support line. And it looks like it bounced off there. Just want to draw it in there. There you are. It's either one of two things. Either we're going to see a beautiful bounce from the support line. That line is sitting at 320 Rand and 11 cents, and it can go back all the way to around 350. Or this line is going to turn into a resistance. Now, if this line turns into a resistance, we can easily see this double top. Now, this is a little bit of an irregular double top because this day is a little bit higher than that one. But if this double top plays out to the downside, it can get the share all the way down to, and let's get the level there. There you are. It can get, oh, there's the nice support. It can take it down to, there you are. Let's have a look here. There you are. It can take it all the way down to 296 Rand and 20 cents. This double top. So be careful, Knowles. If it breaks below this 320 Rand, it can go there. But let's hope for the best. Let's hope that this tweezer, this double bottom here can maybe give us a little bit of a bounce there, because there's a double top, double bottom. Let's favor the long side, and if it bounces from there, we're happy. But let's maybe make a use of a stop loss. The stop loss will be 320.39 for the buy, and my stop loss will be 314 Rand and 83 cents. Now, just keep in mind that the American market is very strong now. And we can maybe see that the S&P 500, we haven't got time, we're almost out of time. We can maybe see that the S&P 500 eventually, let's say, after months of rallies, can pull back. And that can easily put a stock like Bitcoin with a lot of overseas exposure a little bit under pressure. So just be a little bit careful. The markets can maybe get a little bit of a, you don't want to say a profit-taking session or sessions, because the market showed now last few weeks that even the coronavirus cannot even worry them. They can just come in and buy it again. So I'm always nervous if everything just looks so good, and you can maybe get a surprise. But at the moment, it looks nice, but it tests a 9. I'm worried about this double top, but let's see and hope that it bounces off this support line. Well, thank you for a Talking Technical show, and we'll probably see you back again next week, and visit our website www.fransklerk.com for more info on our services. All the best.